This is the demon fly, and I often use this in the summer at night, but it's also very effective in the spring when the water is, you know, a little bit colored. It sort of shines through with this red tag, and even when the water is very clear, it also is very good because of the pearl, Mirage pearl we get as a body. And I use Ice Bear and Cocktail hackles, not a saddle but a hackle. Okay, let's begin then. For this fly I use CS54 saltwater shrimp hook in a size 4, and this fly is not weighted. It's unweighted because I often fish this fly at where it's not so deep. Okay, let's start with the thread, and I usually stop by the hook point. I'm gonna put in some Ice Bear, and I got some amazing quality on this Ice Bear here, and I'm gonna take out a few fibers like that and try to take out some of the underfur. I don't want this. This I can save. I save these to make dubbing, or you can use it on other patterns. So, okay, and I look at this. Looks okay. I don't want it too long. I want it a little bit longer than the length of the hackle fibers. So, about 1.5 length of the hook shank. Okay, change hands, tie on, and I just slide my fingers like that. Keep holding the Ice Bear here and tie down all the way to the tying thread is aligned with the barb. So cross your thread and go up, and I tie in the Ice Bear stumps all the way back to where I started, like that. Cut off the waist, and then we got this red tag we're gonna put on, and I use this Uni Yarn, Chinese red. It's fluorescent. Take out a good length, and I double it 1 time like that, and 2 times like this. So we got 4 threads like that. And before I tie it on, I like to brush it, so all the 4 threads becomes 1. So I use my Velcro and brush it up like that. Now you see you've got some long fibers there. You can either cut this now, or you can do it after. I like to use it to cut it after I tie it in. So measure. I don't want it too long, about 15 millimeters or something. So I just hold it, and I want to tie it all the way down there. So measure like that. I want it like, I'm gonna cut it there, so about there. Change hands to the pinch and slide your fingers back again while you're tying down, like so. And stop just before you reach the Ice Bear fibers, or here. You can see here, Ice Bear here. And then cross your thread and go up again. Now before, I'm still holding on to the Uni Yarn, sliding back, looking, and put in my scissors and cut. Like that. Oh, That's nice. Perhaps take the brush and... Oh yeah. Looking good. Now, what's important now is you want to build up a smooth body. So I try to tie down this yarn. And also, it's very important to stop. To stop at least, I think it's about 4 millimeters. I can't quite remember. I will check it with my. Let's see now. 1, 2, yeah, 4 or 5 millimeters. You have to stop because we're gonna put in some more hackles, and we got this dubbing and everything. So it's very important to stop there. So we got enough space to build up rest of the fly. And now we go back and we're gonna tie in the hackle. Now this hackle is not easy to get a hold of. So for this, before I got this Hackle, I used normal, you can use a blue dun or you can use just a black hackle. But this hackle is just amazing. I got this from my friend Marit Kronen, and I'm just loving it. It's like a fly fisherman's dream to have this kind of hackles. So yeah, I know you can get it, but it's not so easy to get this amazing quality. So I'm taking out one of the biggest hackles, and on this fly I use the tip of the hackle in the back and I use the black one in the front. So I go in just where the hackle is getting lighter, like there, and putting my thumb on the top and my index finger under, and the thumb is now pointing at me like that, tying it in on the side. And again, I'm just sliding my fingers back to see what I'm doing. I'm not letting go yet. Tying down, stopping before I come down to the tag there and go back up. And I usually stop by the hook points. Now cut off this and save this point from the front, to the front, I mean, sorry. Okay. Like that. And I take some wide turns forward so this won't be in the way. Now, stroke these fibers back and hold them while you palmer, like that. And pinch with your index finger and do another turn. And pinch with your finger in the back, up again, pinching, up again. I forgot to stroke the fibers, so I have to do that now, like that. I got 3 turns. Oh, this fly just looks amazing with this hackle. Whew. Now 3 turns is quite okay. I think that's enough. Okay, so I go up, change hands, take my bobbin holder, go back, and go up with the thread, down with the hackle, 90 degrees bend, and tie it off. Now try not to tie on the same spot. Try to just tie a little bit forward so don't make this hump, because you want a smooth body. Okay, cut it off. Oh, that's nice. Now another thing, as you can see, this body is not quite even. It kind of missed something there. So actually I always put in some more materials. So I use yet another Uni Yarn. I just double it and I go up like that, tie it in, and as you can see when to stop. I think I'll stop there, cut it off, and go up again. Now the body is nice and smooth, you see? Okay, for the tinsel I'm using Mirage tinsel, opal from UTC. This is a large, okay? And I like to take out, I don't know, a quite long one, so I got enough to hold on while I'm palmering. So tie it in, and again, don't put it up like that. Take it back and tie it in. I like to tie it in on the side. Just tie it in like that. And one other thing is, if I were to use a white thread here, the white thread will shine through this opal. So the red thread kind of shines through here, so you got this reddish body shining through this opal. It's yeah, it's quite nice. So go down and then go up again. Now try to touch turns when you go up, okay? Tying down every little hump and bump as you go up. This looks okay, because you want a nice smooth body. So now I will stop just about there. I think it's about 8 millimeters. Oh no, it's about 6 millimeters, because I want this Salmon Supreme Rainbow Black dubbing here before we put on the front hackle. So 6 millimeters you stop. And then something I actually don't like to use, but Sapagap medium super glue. And the reason again why we put on thread touching turns is because then this super glue gets something to work on, you know. So just a little bit, not so much, because if you put on too much it will kind of come through and everything. So be a little bit gentle about it and start on and go up like that. And now I'm just making sure the next turn is just going over the other one, so like that. And now you can see, while you're putting on the Mirage, you're kind of taking with you this little reservoir of super glue as you go up. I think I'll stop there, and again I'll take this with my right hand, go out and take up the thread and go 90 degrees like that to tie it off. And trying not to tie on the same place. Go a little bit forwards like that. Okay? Cut it off. And if I see some super glue, as I do there, I do not use my fingers. I hate super glue on my fingers, so I reach down to my bin here and just take it off if there's something there, like that. Okay, now we want some dubbing, and this Salmon Supreme is just perfect for this fly, because it kind of makes it, I don't want too much flash. This is quite okay, this opal there. So Salmon Supreme gives you these rainbow colors. It's like blue and red and green and gold and everything. So I'll take out a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, like that. Now dub on, and again you can now, if you dub to the right, when you're holding your thumb like that and dubbing to the right and holding on to the dubbing like this, and when you dub around, this will come loose. But if you dub the other way to the left like that and keep holding on to the dubbing, it will go tighter and tighter. And I really want this here, because I don't want this dubbing to come loose and just slide off. So by doing that, it makes for a better fly. So again, I put on a little bit more because I want to brush it out. So to the left, like that, dubbing to the left, holding, dubbing, holding, like that. And again, make sure you get about 3 or 4 millimeters in the front, at least for the front hackle. I'm not letting go of this dubbing, like that. And I'm finished. You see? A perfect little dubbing ball, if I can say so, like that. I'm sorry if my English is not so good, but I think you understand me. That's the most important. So before we put on the front hackle, I will brush it like that. Okay, brush, 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 because I want a few fibers coming through the hackle in the back, like so. Oh, this looks good. Now the front hackle, and I'm now using the rest of the hackle, and I want to tie it in this way, okay? And I want to leave some of the marabou parts of the hackle, so we get this, just a couple of them in the front. It makes for, you know, very in the movement in the fly. So I'll take out some fibers like that, you see, and again the thumb on the top and my index finger under, and pointing the thumb to me and tying in. Tighten up, and you can just fold this back like that and cut it off. Now make sure it's nice and even on the top there, because there you want to hackle, or should I say palmer, it's kind of, yeah, you know. And holding now and pulling the fibers back, and holding, turning, pinching with the index finger, coming up, do it again, stroke backwards, like that, and pulling the fibers always backwards, pinching with my index finger, go up, and again, pinching, go up. I'm looking now, looking and see. Oh, that's perfect. Now pinching, coming under with my thread, going up and tightening. Now you could just cut it off, or you can fold it back. Now since this is so thick, I like to cut it off, because if you fold this thick stem, hackle stem, backwards, you make this big hump, and that I don't like. So, oh yeah. Oh. Okay, now finish off by making a nice head. I always like that on my flies, like that, making sure everything is where you want it, like this. Looking good. Yeah, I'm happy. So we can finish off with whip finish. Yeah. And I'm making this knot all the way, as always, all the way up there. Finish up by putting on some varnish. Now again, this fly works very well when the water is clear, in the sunset, you know, when the sun is setting, and if the water is very clear and not any wind, this fish fishes very well for sea trout. All the way after the sun goes down, using floating line and fishing very slowly. Or of course you fish how you want to fish, but that's how I use it. So okay, that's the finished fly, and this is a size 4. I don't usually tie it any smaller. I use this size 4. I like this quite big fly, and try not to overdo it with the ice bear, because I kind of sometimes the sea trout goes like this, ping ping, and if it's too long. So this is just for, you know, when the fish comes from the back, it kind of, this fly looks like a shrimp. So that's why I got these long fibers from ice bear, and from the side it kind of looks like a little minnow or something, or what we call in Norway kutling. So you can leave them out, but this pattern is quite some years now. I made this, and it has given me some nice trouts in the summertime. So there you go. That's the demon fly.